The concept of dissipative structures was developed in the early 1970s by the Nobel laureate Ilya Prigogine. These are energy-based structures, and their shape and size depends on the quality and quantity of energy supplied to the system. For example, if the water is heated in a utensil from below, then according to the classical thermodynamics, the heat energy will produce random motion of the water molecules, and this process will continue till the heat death of water, or basically the total evaporation of water takes place. In actuality, at a certain temperature and amount of energy input, convection sets in, as shown in the following figure. These convection currents, also called Barnard cells, form energy structures which are geometric in nature and take the heat from below and dissipate it above the surface of water, hence the name dissipative structures. These structures are developed in systems which are far from equilibrium and hence are very chaotic and materialize suddenly when the critical conditions are reached. The far from equilibrium condition takes place only when the huge amount of information gets embedded in the system. The dissipative structures are therefore like crystallization of information, and this concept has been used to explain the evolution of cities, organization, societies, life, etc. One can extend this analogy further and can think of Christ, Buddha, Einstein, Newton, etc. as such structures which appear when conditions in the world are favorable, that is chaotic, and produce great discoveries, thought, and innovations. We will now talk about chaos theory. Chaos is a characterization of dynamic systems and was defined by Edward Lorenz, the father of modern chaos theory, as a process that appears to proceed according to chance and hence is random, even though its behavior is in fact determined by precise laws. For example, in the convection of water heated from below, if we sit on a single molecule or a cluster of molecules of water and chart its course as it goes from the bottom to the top and then comes back down, then we will see the picture as shown in the following figure. The water molecule is hit by other energetic water molecules, and thus its motion is zigzag and very random. If we superimpose this picture on that for the next cycle, then it will look as a zigzag cycle shown in the figure. If we do this thousands and millions of times, then we develop a structure or a band in which the water flows from the bottom to the top, as seen in the following figure. These are the convection cells or the dissipative structures. Thus, the random motion of these molecules evolve into a structure or convection current where the majority of molecules flow through this band and seems as they are attracted to it. In chaos theory, these bands are called as attractors. With increase in heating, which results in temperature rise, and ultimately the water comes to boil, this structure changes shape and hence the water goes up more vigorously and with greater speed. Thus the structure is geometric, energy dependent, and dissipative in nature. It dissipates heat and is a function of the quality and the quantity of energy input to it. The seemingly chaotically moving water molecules now have a definite path, also called convection pattern, in which they move. Both chaos theory and Prigogine's dissipative structures have similar characteristics. They both show that in systems which are far from equilibrium and very chaotic, structures subtly appear. These structures in the case of water are in 4 dimensions, 3 of space and 1 of time, However, for a very large number of variables like a billion neurons firing in brain to produce a thought, they could be in any number of dimensions greater than or equal to 4. This idea I have discussed in greater detail in the next chapter of my book.